Alright, I want to focus more on what it actually is. Give people some insight.
It's something you feel like I have to do it. If you don't do it, you get anxiety.
As OCD, it's basically never good enough. Usually it's also based on a phobia. Not always. You have also these people who will just have to count things or other stuff. When one particular that was very interesting, it looks different in the brain. It's called a brain lock.
Do you know anyone that actually gets over the OCD thing?
It's chronic. You can't detach it from yourself.
Start to live with it and
It can be cured.
no. It's always like many things which are happening in the computer or in the brain are something there which it's difficult to get over it. Stress is probably one of the worst reactions that the body does or the brain does when stress comes in. It creates a relapse if you get too high stress levels. I think that'll be one of the worst things.
Yeah, because when I'm having more, more of these stress hormones, and I'm really, you could say stressed or so. The adrenaline, the cortisol, and I notice when I'm in that moment, then sure I can now think like, well, it's not true, but at that particular moment, at the heat of the moment, so to speak, then it's very different. Then it's harder to resist the compulsions. To you tend to repeat it more.
I still believe that stress is one of the worst things that a human being can have. Like if you're here and all of a sudden crazy sounds happen outside of the Mysophobia, and I notice that your stress level goes up like crazy, and then you really have to relax and to turn down. Then you start redoing things again. That's but also what I mean is when I do these rituals, as I already mentioned in other videos, when I do these rituals, I always try to not be too stressed, to do them as calm as possible, not, because I noticed at a certain point when I allow myself to get too much into it, to get too, stressed, my adrenaline and my cortisol rises up, and at some point, slowly but surely, I just keep going, man. But that's just basically, the effect of the stress hormones, going through your body. So I always try to, even at some point, if when I notice, it's just getting too much, I just slow down a bit. I stop, right, and I. So that the adrenaline goes back wears off again, and then I continue, because I know that if I just keep going, then I'm just doing whatever, right? I'm out of control.
I'll just keep getting more soap, keep repeating it, and
that's I'm lucky I don't have the sums. I've got a lot with numbers. That's one of my problems. I count all the time. But so that's maybe partly my OCD part, but I have no problem with it. Stress level is luckily very low, but when I see Alexander's fighting against the compulsions, the OCDs, the stress, the anxieties and things like that, I feel really like we got to do something about this. We've got to do something about this. How can we get you into a situation?
That's also a thing.
A situation where you don't have a problem with it, or less.
Yeah, well, of course, one thing I already mentioned is the housing, the environment. But another thing is, which it's really a sad thing, but it's the truth. You basically say, to go to therapy, take medication. Well, I'm taking medication, although not a high dose, because if I take a high dose, I'm just becoming a zombie. I'll take as little as possible, just normal SSRI. Yeah, therapy. Yeah, I've done lots of different therapies. I've even when I was many years ago, more than a decade ago, 15 years or six. I don't know, man. When I was I'm 31 years old now. When I was 16, almost 17, I've been for 6 months or 7 months. I don't know exactly. How do you say that? What?
In the clinic.
Yeah, I've been in the clinic. Yeah. Voluntarily, of course, but well, more or less. I mean, it's not that I was forced, but I was from my parents, and my parents couldn't.
It's good to try. And get,
my parents couldn't really handle it, and also myself, I was really stuck, completely stuck in it. So yeah, I was there for a short time. After that, it went better, but I was drugged up a lot. So that's basically the most reason, and I was just basically drugged up a lot and told like. So yeah, now you cannot do this. No, and then a week later, oh no, and now here you cannot do this and do this, and yeah. I basically learned not to do the things. It worked, but only because I was so drugged up. Yeah, okay, it was easily to obey it, but at some point, of course, I wanted to reduce the medication because it made me, like I said, basically a zombie. Yeah, then it's partly came back. Slowly, but yeah, surely it did came back. After that, I've done several from home. I went to these weekly sessions that I went to, and yeah, that did not really help much, man.
I was once with you when there's these two psychologists came in. Yeah. And they came to tell you that they would like to help you, but then you had to get your day and night rhythm in fixed up. You had the biggest problem you had to solve yourself. Then they would take care of the.
Yeah, but the thing is that's stupid because
it's stupid.
Yeah, because
impossible.
The main reason why I could not wake up at these basically 9 to 5 times, is mostly because of my OCD. So, I mean, if I can do that, then why the fuck would I even go there? Then I don't need to go there anymore because then it's all good.
Yeah, I said so at the time. Like, so you're asking him to solve the biggest problem, the OCD problem, by being able to stop doing whatever you want and go to bed at 10 o'clock, and then they're not needed anymore. Oh yeah, but that's the only thing we can do.
What do I need them for then?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah, that's actually quite recent. That was 3 years ago or something. No, it was longer. 4 years ago, I think.
Yeah, 3-4 years ago.
Yeah.
I was flabbergasted.
Yeah, but even long before that, throughout the many years, between 17, between my 17th after the clinic and now, I've been to several places. Having therapy there, sessions, just these weekly sessions, sometimes even two times a week. But most of them, they barely helped, and because then they give me sort of homework to do. But the thing is, I'm not really good with that, and I honestly didn't know how to do it. Yeah. But even so, I didn't do it, and they were like, "Oh, but you didn't do it." But I mean, they just give me like, you can't do this, you can't do this, and then you can do this, then you can this. The same damn thing again as in the clinic, but only this time I'm doing it, from at home. So I just stopped that because it didn't go anywhere, and so far I've not been able to get any sort of therapy because you always have to fit into this box, right? That's the thing. I don't fit in any box. Basically, I don't fit in the box where they like me to be.